This is What's Up, Flobo, episode number 94, I think. No Fitness Friday today. I'm not really sure if that's going to be a thing, that we change the schedule for What's Up, Flobo After Hours that coming Monday, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This episode and other episode is brought to you by No Name Nerd. Listen, I picked myself up some dope neck gaiters because I don't do the mask thing. I cover the whole face, that way I can get a seal around the beard. And you can get mine at nonamenerd.com. Those are for people out there who love to be showing the nerd, let the nerd flag fly. Get yourself a video game jersey as well. Use our promo code FLOBITO for a discount. So, I'm myself, before I even get into today's subject, which you could probably tell by the title, it's called Buzz You Later. I just want to say that I was debating whether or not doing it on What's Up Flobo Classic or on After Hours. So if you guys haven't heard about this, What's Up Flobo After Hours is more of a show where I go deeper into stuff, more about like the news in the world happening around us, tech stories, my experiences. We're really diving deep. I won't say it's negative, but it's a lot more realistic. Whereas What's Up Flobo is kind of like, what's up, Flobo? But I noticed a lot of the subscribers I have know me from my work at AfterbuzzTV. So I think it's only fair to talk about it. I'm trying to be as professional as I can. It's only fair. So I do this other show with a friend of mine that became my co-host, Jack Farmer. It was called Wrestling With Your Questions. The first 14 episodes are available on my channel. We just launched the second season over at his channel yesterday. An email came in that basically said, look, man, trying times, global pandemic and all that. We're going to have a hiatus for the rest of the summer, and we're going to regroup as to what that means later on. Now, the word used was hiatus, which implies that it's going to come back on some form, but without any sort of inkling or heads up, not so much as a video call, not so much as a text. We got a mass email saying that. And they essentially jumped out the window because you couldn't respond to that email. No one responded to that email. I called the head of the network myself personally. And I'll tell you why I did that in a minute. I went to voicemail, not even acknowledgement of call. So I'm a little upset about that. Now, it's business, man. I'm a broadcaster. I'm also a writer. I'm also a comedian. And I know business. And sorry, I just had my second cup of coffee today. I know business, and a lot of times things are out of your hands. They're just business. I like to think of myself as an athlete in that way. If you're on the field and someone calls you and pulls you out, that's okay. That is part of the game. I had a comedy gig planned up, for example, and a week before they go, hey, man, we didn't get the tickets. We can't afford you. We can't book you. I can't get mad. I'll go, okay, that's the way I do it. Yeah, Michelle Mabel for sure. Jack Farmer. We're gonna. Oh, thank you so much for watching the channel. I will definitely put the link in the show notes in this description here after it's done. Let's check out the Wrestling With Your Questions. It's every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, or right here on YouTube. So yeah, so it was a kind of a weird thing. Like, I'm used to being pulled. So AfterBuzz shutting down is okay. I don't like it. It's okay, but because that's the way it is. You can't afford to run a business. We're not running a charity here. What I did not like is that it was a mass email, right? That was something that was kind of impersonal. And two, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like, I don't have the Flobo show at AfterBuzz. I run or I moderate the Monday Night Raw and NXT shows. And I feel like those are kind of, I use the word institutions with my friends. Those are institutions, but rather, I always tell people this. I can get hit by a bus tomorrow and the shows will still run because Raw and NXT are just so big that it was a privilege when I sat there at NXT where my predecessor was called up. And it was, hey, look, you're going to be the host of both shows. I took it as a badge of honor. I took it as a privilege to run the Monday Night Raw after show. There's such a long storied history of hosts moving up to other wrestling jobs doing that show. And I made it a point to be there every week. Monday, rain or shine. Before it was virtual, you guys don't really care about Los Angeles, but I live literally across the county. I had to get in my car in Culver City to drive to North Hollywood, which is 25 minutes at the middle of the night and up to an hour and a half during traffic to sit in the viewing station, watch 3 hours of Raw, have an hour of downtime, perform the show, and come back and for little pay, if any pay at all, right? Because I loved it so much, and I did treat it as a privilege. NXT, I would have to leave my day job early and stream the show in the car. I'm also keep my eyes on the road. I'm just saying, there's a dedication to it. So I thought if there was going to be a hiatus that on something like that, I would at least get a call from the head of the network, or at least a text from the head of the network and say, this is the plan. Thank you so much. But give me the game ball. If I'm a pitcher out there and you're pulling me, I at least get a chance to give you the game ball when I get to sit down. This just happened. So imagine us doing this show, and this email comes in, and Jack is asking me questions about wrestling. I'm going, well, yeah. And I'm looking down and being like, yo, don't bother coming to work next week because there's no work. Didn't have a chance to say goodbye. Didn't have a chance to tell anyone about where they can find us. Didn't have a chance to say thank you so much for sticking with us as they went on multiple hiatuses this year. And so that's it. It's done. It's rolled up. Now, does it hurt? No, because I literally had plans of transitioning out of AfterBuzz anyway. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't want to show my hand, so I'm not totally out in the lurch. What's up, Flobo? What's up, Flobo After Hours? New Amsterdam Radio, the podcast, Flobito.com, and the Patreon, patreon.com/Flobo Boys. It's all parts of a considered effort to build myself as a host outside of that realm. This is why I'm not taking it as hard as other hosts are, but it does seem kind of weird and sudden to say, by the way, we're not doing that thing anymore. We're closing in 2 days. Peace out. Oh, we're using the word hiatus because that implies we're going to come back. Will it? I have no idea. And if you do come back, will it be the same thing or will it be something completely different? Now allow me to jump on a soapbox here because I'm a firm believer in being fair and understand that things are a team effort, and I like to be modest. But, I put over 150 hours of programming on that network. We're talking Raw, NXT, Star Trek Discovery, Kirby Enthusiasm, the Love is Blind after show, Chambers after show, The Politician, with the other ones too, Popcorn Talk, Anatomy of a Movie, Anatomy of a Classic Movie, the retrospective on Dolomite, Harvey Hollywood Single. Your boy Flobito was in all of those things. And I did it because it was fun. I did it because I got the call, and I did it because I thought I was a professional. And if I could not do it, I'll let you know in advance. Hey, it's a great idea, but I cannot do it. To be said, not even thanks, Flobo. Just here is a mass notice saying the door will padlocks. It says, wow. Again, I was set up, but I can imagine back in March where some hosts had to go out and invest in camera and recording equipment, like most of us when we got into that lockdown, just to do their jobs. How many hosts had to balance their day job responsibilities to be able to do this show for your network? I'm not asking for a parade. I wasn't asking for a raise in pay, although if you paid us, that'd be great too. What I was asking for was a little bit of civility. It's a little bit of a, hey man, thanks for the effort. That's what we appreciate. Now, I don't mean to burn bridges, and I don't think I'm trying to shoot on AfterBuzz or get mean. I'm just saying how I would say it if AfterBuzz was a friend or a cousin. I would say, hey bro, appreciate you, have love for you, unconditional love, but maybe you could have done this differently. Maybe you could let us know what was going on behind the scenes a little more. Because when it was all said and done, that network has given me a lot of opportunities. I'm a better host because of it. I'm a better person because of it. I was able to interview both Kofi Kingston and Charlotte Flair on the WWE side. I cannot take that away from AfterBuzz, but I feel like, man, there was a good way to do this if you had to close, because it's always going to be a rough thing, and it was a way where it was a bunch of unforced errors, if you say. Basically, I'm saying this. If it's a hiatus, which I don't believe, I think we're pretty much done. If it is a hiatus, I am done with that. And I don't mean that in a defiant way, but I'm about to move on into a different chapter of what I offer to other people. And that's great. And I don't want to make this all about me because it's what's up, Flobo? We're supposed to be having a good time and hanging out and chilling. On Monday on What's Up Flobo After Hours, that's 10 p.m. Pacific. We go live right here on YouTube and Twitch, and also the podcast version of that. I'll be back for the second episode. Still trying to work out what that is. For those of you out there who are listening to this, I want to thank you all the hosts out there. I want to thank the hosts. I always say this: Christian Blatt and Carrie Lane taught me about hosting on AfterBuzz. Evan Mack taught me about how to be energetic. Jim Alexander taught me about building my own brand. For all of the audience people that follow this channel because of my work at AfterBuzz, thank you so much too. But the show has to keep going. The show has to keep moving. I can't stop because of this wrinkle, this hiccup. Yes, I'll be back soon. Please support the homie. You can do that in 2 ways: by becoming a supporter on patreon.com/Flobo Boys. Bonus content's there all the time. That's patreon.com/Flobo Boys. You can get in as low as $3 a month for bonus content, other exclusive blogs, videos, galleries, extra episodes of New Amsterdam Radio. And if that's not your vibe, you can buy a t-shirt at flobito.threadless.com. The #1 contender shirt is still in stock. The original, the classic version, not the birthday edition, that was limited, but the original #1 contender shirt is available there. Check out the Jack Farmer channel where Wrestling With Your Questions will be airing there every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I guess I'm going to go for a walk, man. Clear the old dome and see what's going on with your boy. But until next time, man, as always, be yourself and peace out.